Alright guys, so I've been sitting here all morning. I walked literally an hour and a half from my truck from the time I left the truck to the time I hit this tree was about an hour and a half. I was sweating my butt off when I got here. I hadn't seen a thing all morning, but I kept hearing deer to my right, I thought, down in this little drainage. I'm just on the edge of it, on this little oak flat. I had two bucks, apparently, come in along this pine tree thicket line right here. There's a pine thicket right here. They came in right along the edge of it. And one of them, the first one, at first, I'm ashamed to say, I almost thought it was a doe. I couldn't see him good. He was behind the trees, and then he was in all this mountain laurel right here in front of me. I really thought it was a doe, but I was going to shoot it anyway. So I picked my bow up and I'm waiting, and then it pops out. I kept trying to range him, but I was shaking so bad I couldn't get a range on him for nothing. And it is by far probably the biggest buck I've ever shot. I thought he was at 30 yards because I couldn't get it to range, so I just hung my rangefinder up. And I guessed 30, put my 30 pin on him, and I shot. He ducked really hard. Now looking back after the fact, after I've calmed down, I ranged where I think he was standing, and it's closer to 40 than 30. But he ducked really, really hard. But I was also shaking really bad. I had buck fever hard. And when he popped out and I seen how big his rack was, as soon as he turned his head where he couldn't see me, I drew back and I had to hold it for a second. And I was shaking so bad, like, I honestly don't know how I hit that deer, if I hit him. I watched the footage back on my camera. It's hard to tell because the screen's so small, but it looks, I call it shoveling. When you shoot them and they run with their front end real low to the ground, their butt kind of high, like they're pushing their front end. He was running off like that. He sounded like he was tearing the woods out when he ran. And the shot sounded good. It had a real good smack sound. Assuming I didn't hit a tree. But I don't see my arrow from here. It's been about 40 minutes. I'm going to wait probably at least another 20. Give it an hour. And I'll get down and go look at this. If I can find my arrow or blood or something. I don't know. I was stoked. I thought for sure I just trashed this buck. Now the longer I sit here, the less sure of anything I am. So, alright guys, what a freaking morning. I walked an hour and a half from the truck to get back here where I'm at. Never been in this place before in my life, and I gotta give the credit to a buddy of mine. We've been map scouting a lot here lately. The both of us, dropping pins, hitting new places. I haven't hunted the same place twice yet this year. Everywhere I've been to has been somewhere new. I'm just trying to branch out and hit new places and stuff like that, and learn new areas, and just get better as a hunter, really. But anyways, me and my buddy been dropping pins kind of all around this area that I'm in. He dropped a few and sent me a few the other night. I've been sending him some, and he said something about needed to try up around in here. So I came back up in this direction. I don't think I'm exactly where the pin he dropped was, but I can't be far. I'm pretty close. But I'd never been in here before. Neither had he. Like I said, we've been trying completely new areas that we've never been to this year. Just working it out. Chasing a big one. You guys know me, I'm not a trophy hunter. The main thing I worry about is filling that freezer. But I've always told y'all, good one walks out, I'm canceling Christmas. Well, this morning about 9:15, I had what I thought was a doe, honestly, come in behind a bunch of this laurel and thick stuff, and from the tree I was in, all this crap back here where he was at, he looked like a doe. And when you see him, you're going to be like, you're an idiot. But, so I thought it was a doe. I watched him. I picked my bow up because I was still going to shoot it, doe or not. You know me. And, he stepped out and he looked up like directly my way, my direction anyway. And I seen antlers, big antlers. This may be the biggest buck, maybe not points wise, but like spread and tine thickness and all that. Like he's probably the biggest buck I've ever killed. I've done got down because I panicked. I got down and went looking. After about an hour, I waited an hour because I wasn't sure on the shot. I kept replaying it in my head and thinking, I thought he was at 30. I was shaking so bad I couldn't get my rangefinder to give me a range on him. Then finally, I was like, screw it. I'm putting the 30 pin on him, letting it eat. Well, when I shot, he dropped. And I still felt like it was a good shot. It made a good sound. He rang like he was hit. And so I was pumped, excited as can be. Then I get down after an hour and I go over there and look, and I can't find my arrow. I can't find a single solitary drop of blood. I was about ready to cry. I thought, how did I miss this deer? So I go back to my tree and I range where I thought he might have been standing again. And it was showing like 40, between 30 and 40. And so I thought, if I put the 30 pin on him where I think he was at, compensating for the drop, like it should have been a good hit. And I gridded this whole hill right here where I'm at. Could not find a single drop of blood. I was fixing to give up. Like I was depressed. I'd done text a couple pills like, looks like I missed. Can't find an arrow, can't find a single drop of blood anywhere. And I'm like crisscrossing, grid searching, trying to find blood. I start walking back and something caught my eye on the edge of the wood line 30 yards from where I shot him. And when I shot, he went that way with another buck. There's two of them. He went that way and disappeared off into this thick pine thicket. Well, and I walked way up through there and never found a single drop of blood or nothing. And then something caught my eye walking back, and I just walked over to it, and there was my deer. Right 30 yards from where I actually hit him at to start with. Just 30 yards behind it in the woods. He's a hoss. I'm freaking out. All right, guys, check this guy out. I mean, there's a freaking stud right there. Oh my God, I am so tickled to get this deer. I mean, just the mass on him. He's still got a pretty narrow rack. I mean, but geez, that's a good looking deer. That's one of the best looking deer I've shot. I mean, he's definitely got more mass than any deer I've shot. I mean, what a freaking tank. I couldn't have planned that any better. I don't know where the arrow went. I don't know how he got where he was at. I never seen him come back that close, but I mean, jeez. This is my year right here. This is what everybody goes for, you know what I mean? A good buck. To me, this is a freaking public land monster. It took me an hour and a half to get back here this morning where I was at. I can only imagine what it's going to take to get him out. That was a perfect hard shot. I mean, he ducked right into that perfect. I mean, he literally ducked and it went in. I mean, look at that gash. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Like I said, I really don't know how he got over here. Because they ran way up this way. He had to circle back around down this logging road. I'm going to go walk it real quick, see if I can find my arrow, but oh my gosh. It does not get any better than this. The only bad thing is I've got to get this joker out by myself. Look at this, guys. I mean, that's a swacker right there. Definitely swacker. That's a big deer. For me, that is a giant deer. I will take that all day. These gonna make a pretty mount. What's going on, guys? This has kind of become a thing in my videos where I've been doing this kind of in-truck interview after I get out of the woods, and I think I kind of like it. I got the big 8-pointer in the back. I've never shot an 8-pointer. I've literally got one all the way to 9, except for a 6-pointer and an 8-pointer. I'm talking from a 1, because it was just one that I shot years ago that just had like one big thick stop. It was an old deer. Didn't have any points on or anything, just one big stop coming up is all it was. But anyways, I didn't have an 8-pointer and I don't have a 6-pointer, and I kept telling my wife, I was like, I'm gonna get me an 8 and a 6. Now I ain't gonna get the 6 this year unless I get it during one of these quota hunts. We're not done for the season, guys. We've killed 2 bucks this year. I'm proud as I can be of that. I got my first velvet buck this year. Got this 8-pointer, and it's one of the biggest racked bucks. It's bigger than that 9-pointer that I've got on the wall from the year before last. And I've got a 7-pointer that's about as wide as this. It might actually be a little bit wider, but it's not as girthy. It don't have the mass this one has. This is a big deer. Like to have killed me getting this thing off the mountain. I've been dragging since around 10:30, I guess, and it is 1:32. And this deer is like to have killed me getting it off that mountain by myself. Luckily, I ran into a couple of angels. I passed a man and I'm guessing it was his son. They were up there hiking, just hiking, walking the woods. Luckily, I shot this deer when I did because they were literally heading right to where I was hunting at. It's just a long walk. Maybe it wasn't as long from the way they came in. They came in a different way than I did. They were parked in a different area that I didn't know about. But super nice people. They found me probably the last 200 yards. So they got up to the top of the mountain and they found where I was dragging from. And they ran across my drag trail in the blood, fresh blood. So he was going to let his boy teach his boy how to track. So he let his son track me down the mountain. But by the drag marks and the blood, really cool. Super nice people. I didn't, like an idiot, I didn't pack any water. They gave me a bottle of water. They had an extra water they let me have, and they helped me drag the last about 200 yards back to the truck, which I was severely thankful for, because I felt like I was about ready to die. It was so bad. I would carry my bag and bow so far up ahead of me and set it down, then go back and get the deer and drag it some more, and it was rough. But I got it off the mountain. I done talked to my taxidermist. He's ready for me. He's going to pick it up this evening or tomorrow morning. I cannot wait to get this deer on the wall. It's a hoss, guys. For me, I mean, maybe not for some of you guys. I know some of you guys are hardcore trophy hunters. I'm a meat hunter. So for me, this is a big deer. It's a blessing. It's gonna be a lot of meat in the freezer. But anyways,
enough of that. I'm not trying to ramble. I'm tickled as I can be with this deer. You guys heard what happened. I really thought I lost it. Didn't think I was going to find it at all. I literally gave up. Couldn't find the arrow. Couldn't find a single drop of blood. I don't know how. That deer had to have been running so fast when I shot him. From the time he was hit, because I never, and I was grinning back and forth, never found a drop of blood, not one speck. And I went exactly the way he ran. But what he did was he went out, he ran away from him, but then he looped back around, and he ended up dying 30 yards from where I actually hit him. Tripped me out. I was walking back to my tree, and I done text two buddies, I was like, guys, I text you prematurely, I guess, because I can't find an arrow, can't find blood. I don't know. I thought it was good. It sounded good. In the video, it sounded like a good, solid hit. I don't know. I never did find the arrow. I tried to backtrack blood and everything, but I really couldn't look too hard because it was so hot. I needed to get him gutted and get him off the mountain, and I knew it was going to take me a while. So it sucks to lose an arrow, but I got more. I'll build them. It was definitely worth it. That deer was worth an arrow all day. That is the same arrow, same broadhead and everything, same blades on the broadhead that I shot the doe with Friday morning, 2 days ago. So, fun fact there. So it sucked to lose it. I probably could have got another deer out of it, but it's okay. Anyways, if you guys stuck around this far, I really appreciate it. I appreciate all you guys that support the channel, you know, that are watching all this crap that I do. At least, door ain't shut good. At least somebody else is interested in it besides just me. So this has been a fantastic start to this season for me. I never see deer early season, so to see as many deer as I've seen this year, but I've completely changed my hunting tactics. Me and a buddy of mine have been map scouting really hard this year. Not boots on the ground, map scouting. And then, so I don't always have a lot of time to put boots on the ground and do things. So what I do, or what I've been doing this year, is I've been map scouting and then going out to all these spots that I've map scouted every day that I hunt. So like when I went out, I've hunted a different spot every day this season so far. And I've been, since opening day, I went, you know, Saturday and Sunday opening weekend. Next weekend I went Saturday and Sunday. I went Friday, Saturday, Sunday this weekend. So this is what, 5, 7 hunts? But I've hunted a different spot, a different area every single time that I've hunted. I haven't hunted the same place twice yet, and it's worked out. I've been seeing deer every hunt, at least putting eyes on something. The one hunt that I didn't see anything on, my buddy that was with me, he was a couple hundred yards from me, around the draw from me, and he did see two. So, I mean, but like I said, either way, we're putting eyes on deer every day that we hunt, which is phenomenal for me. I'm proud as I can be, guys. I feel like I'm really learning something. I'm getting somewhere. I can't take 100% credit for this spot. My buddy actually is the one that sent me the pin on this one. I've been sending him pins, the places I wanted to try. He's been sending me pins, and they had some stuff going on this WMA the other day that kind of talked me out of a couple of spots that I wanted to try. And so I didn't really know where I was going to go until last night. I started looking through my maps, and I was like, hey, my buddy said something about he had dropped a pin in this area up here. He said we wanted to try that one. Looked like it might be a good spot. So I just went up there this morning and said it. Had no idea anything about that area. I just never been in it before in my life. I just walked up there and found a spot kind of close to the pin that he had, where I thought he had dropped the pin anyway. And didn't see anything at all until I walked past two does going in this morning. Started walking about 10 minutes to 5. Got to my tree about 6:20 this morning. I was way up in there, and I took a fairly easy way in. I thought, like, it wasn't really that bad of a walk in. I was sweating a little, but I mean, it wasn't a terrible walk in. Just a long one. But anyways, I'm gonna quit rambling. Let you guys do what you do. Thanks for watching. Catch you in the next one.